I am chilling on the patio of a hotel that I am not staying in, so they might kick me out. But it's the end of the month, so I want to talk about what my experience here in Armenia has been like. Just like a overall summary of the past month that I've been here. Obviously, I'm going to be comparing Armenia to Georgia a lot because that's where I just came from, and they're actually really similar. But you can definitely tell that Armenia is less focused on tourism. Like in Georgia, in Tbilisi, in Batumi, they've got all of those shops that have the little mayonnaise pizza in the front of them, so a tourist can just like walking down the street, pick up food, and keep going. Whereas here, they don't really cater to tourists in the same way. You'll have lots of like individual mom and pop stores, but they'll sell things like bread and noodles, and it's much harder to get like hot food on the go. Whereas in Georgia, the food is a lot more available. Pricing here actually isn't all that different. You're able to get slightly cheaper hostels because again, this place doesn't cater to tourists, so they also don't have the influx of Russians the same way that Georgia does. But I feel like food is a little bit more expensive, so you can get slightly cheaper hostels for slightly more expensive food. But honestly, I just feel like it doesn't have the same kind of charm that Georgia did. Like, I loved walking around the city in Georgia, just like walking by the river, seeing all of the cool architecture. Do you guys remember the glass bridge? Like, stuff like that was super cool. They don't really have that here. My experience here in Armenia hasn't been bad by any means. Don't like walk away from this thinking that I'm complaining about Armenia. It just doesn't have the same kind of like appeal that Georgia does. If I was going to take somebody from America and give them their first like post-Soviet experience, Poland is nice, but Georgia is just where it's at. The price point. Armenia is like a slightly lesser Georgia. Like take my phone plan, for example. In Georgia, you have unlimited data across the entire country. It costs like $10 a month. You get similar pricing here, except you don't have like a little app that you can go in and just re-up it. You have to go to like one of those phone terminals and like actually physically pay somebody cash. It doesn't have the same infrastructure. It's just a little bit lower than Georgia. I would say that safety is about the same. It's not dangerous here. It's not dangerous in Georgia. The closest thing that I've come to like any kind of assault was a homeless dude. He came up to me and he kept asking for money. And when I told him I only had cards, he kept putting his finger to his throat, doing this, asking for money, and then... So I think he might have been threatening to kill me, but you know, whatever. One thing that I really like about Armenia is the food that I've been getting repetitively. The lamahun, the little meat patty, the little meat taco things. Those things are fantastic, and I'm going to be trying to get them in all of the Arabic countries that I go to moving forward. So that was a really good experience. Just a sec, we got to pay for our hostel today. This right here is actually another perk of Armenia, is all of their ATMs don't charge fees. So you don't need to like get all of your cash in bulk and then try to ration it out. You can just get cash whenever you need it without feeling like you're getting ripped off. So it looks like they have the lama joe with beef in it. Can I get the lama joe? Honestly, I hope I got the right food. I honestly have no idea what I just ordered, but I know that it was about 4 times as expensive as the place that I typically go to. The place that I get like 4 of them at a time. That place costs somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 cents for each one of those tacos. This one, it looks like they charge like $2-ish for one of those tacos. Food here is just more expensive. Food in Armenia is more expensive than food in Georgia. You have to really hunt to get cheap food here. Okay, so I did order the right thing. I'm just kind of shocked at how this is 4 times as expensive as the place that I normally go to. I love that the other place over there so much more right now. So what you gotta do is you gotta take your lemon, and you gotta squeeze it over your little taco. It's real good. I actually like theirs more too. These aren't that great. I'm gonna go leave here and I'm gonna sulk that I paid so much for what is essentially beef on a tortilla. I do also like that there's benches everywhere. It's very pedestrian friendly, but that's kind of counteracted by all of the protests because there's police basically everywhere. That's not like an indicative part of Armenia though. That's just something that's happening currently in this exact moment that I'm here. One thing that Georgia and Armenia have in common is they've got lots of hostels in places like this with no signs. So you will have a very difficult time finding any of your affordable hostels. Like at this point, I'm actually pretty sure it's part of their religion, like part of their cultural heritage from being ex-Soviet states, that they just don't do signs. If you are able to get to a hostel without walking into 10 random buildings first, you don't deserve to sleep there. Oh, actually, the expensive places have signs. The cheap places don't. Another significant downside to Armenia is they don't have like Uber Eats. They don't have like good delivery services here. So the things that you do, you have to go to like the specific restaurant store and they'll send like a biker out to you, and they are ridiculously expensive. On top of that, the addresses don't work on Google Maps very well. So the process of trying to order food for delivery is a nightmare here in terms of time, complexity, and cost. Georgia is so much better. They've got something called Walt, and it's gorgeous. It's so good, so cheap. Fantastic. Hey, look at that. Once in a blue moon, you will actually find a sign for the place you're trying to get to. This one's actually cool. They've actually got lockers for you, so props.
The guy's room. So it's either these, and let me show you the other one.
Sure.
And then.
Oh, this one's.
Oh, I don't know where the other guys chose it. It's gonna be a huge work in progress. But.
Oh wow! It's like a little fort. When I was a kid, we would do stuff like this.
Yeah, definitely. These are a little low.
The host is American. When I walked in here, he was playing like Lord of the Rings on his computer behind the receptionist desk. He hears me talking to the camera, and so he's like trying to go AFK on his keyboard because he heard an American coming in, and he knew they had to check me in. If I ever get a desk job, I want to be able to just like play Lord of the Rings while I'm waiting for work. Oh my God! Look at this. This hostel gave me a toothbrush and toothpaste. I've never seen that before. Like ever seen that before. Yeah, so like Armenia is fine, but I honestly can't see myself coming back here. If I happen to be in the area again, I will probably just go to Georgia because I like their food more. It's a little bit more charming. You might be paying a little bit more for like your hostels, but I like Georgia more.